So I have this capacity to sit internally and take responsibility for how I show up. And that very capacity is asking this question around, so what does it mean to show up externally?
Mm. Okay, so I'm hearing like two things there. One is that you take in that internal responsibility is a different thing. So when you said taking responsibility for those parts of yourself that want to have a tantrum,
Mm,
like that sounds like it's an internal responsibility. And then I also heard you kind of mention something like a bridge, which is like
yes.
where you tie your own self-responsibility to something outside in the world, like something maybe more living. So not a car, but maybe something like a community. Um, that there's also like this handshake, like the way that you show up for one impacts the way that you show up for the other, and
Mm.
vice versa. And yeah, do you want to talk about maybe roll us back in time a little and say when you think about self-responsibility,
Mm.
internal, before you even get to the outside world, what does that look like for you? Or maybe say a little about that.
I want to share about how I didn't have an understanding of that because I even realized that it was an arena we could play in because so much of the world is indexed towards the external responsibility. And so for a long time, when I was struggling with with the domain internally, I felt like, oh my God, this is just who I am. And that's what I have to contend with. And then I wouldn't be all these other things. So it feels really precious to have found the agency to work with the internal domain. I don't think, I certainly capitalism, certainly patriarchy doesn't want us to find this, which is why maybe it's not so easy to know it exists. So I say that to say it's like a very new realization, and which is why I'm even learning to hold it as a thing of power because it was probably taken away.